So hi everyone, welcome to the JavaScript interview preparation course chapter 6. So this video is the extended version of the previous video where we had talked about objects in JavaScript. So basically we had seen that objects are collection of key value pairs. So in this video we are going to learn some more topics. So if you haven't seen the previous video, so please go and watch it before watching this video. Therefore you will have a better understanding of the topics which are being discussed in this video, right? So let's move ahead with the topics. So the first question which arises in JavaScript objects is what is destructuring in objects? So while developing any project using JavaScript, you must have heard about destructuring, right? So destructuring basically means taking out specific properties of an object. So what does it means that let's declare an object const user is equal to, let's say, Pankaj, and the age field you provide with 23, right? So this is your object. Now, if you want to access these properties of this object like name and age, so how you will do that? So the accessing, so the process of accessing these properties is known as destructuring. So the syntax for destructuring is like this, right? First of all, you will take a variable, let's say, or let me snooze this out. You want to access or destructure the property name, right? So how you will do that? You will basically have to provide the name of your property name, from where you want to access it, from user object, right? So when you will console this name, you will actually get the access of this name value, that is Pankaj. Here you can see on the console on the right hand side. So again, let's say you have a already defined variable name as Ritesh, right? Now, when you will try to access this, here you will get syntax error as name has been already declared. So here you will have to change the name of your variable that you want to access. So let's call it as first name. Uh, now, when you will try to access this first name, you will actually not get error that you are encountering before, right? So here you can see that we are getting Pankaj as our destructured value of the name. So this is the basic concept of destructuring. So let's come to the next topic in this, that is nested destructuring. So what does nested destructuring means that? First of all, let's define again an object. Let's say user. You provide name as Pankaj, age as 23. Again, you defined another object inside this. Let's say full name, and you gave the first name as uh, uh, say Ritesh, and last as Kumar, right? So this is the nested object, right? Inside an object, you are declaring another object. Let's say you want to destructure this. So if you write, if you destructure the full name from user itself, definitely you are going to get the object printed here, right? So here you can see that on our console we are getting the object printed inside the full name variable as first name Ritesh Kumar, right? Here you can see that. But what happen if I, so what you will do if I say that you want to access this first, right, inside another object? So how you will do that? So to do this, here is a syntax that how you can do this. So basically you will have to again declare a variable, let's say full name you want to access, and inside your full name you will have to provide which property you want to access. So let's say we want to access the last, right? So let's give last name here, and from where you want to access it, from user object, right? And when you will print this last, you will actually see that we will get the printed value of our last name, right? Here is Kumar. So this was the way you will have to access the properties of the nested object, right? So this is called nested destructuring. So let me mark it as done first and move to the next topic. So this was the basic concept inside this, right? Now the next topic comes here is known as object referencing. So basically you must have seen in various languages what referencing means, right? So referencing basically, let's go to our Excel view and let's understand this with an example, right? So let's say this is an object, right? And this is another object. So this object is known as A, and this object is known as B object, right? Now, what does referencing mean? That if you are referencing B object from A object, so what will happen is there will be, so both A and B object will share the same memory space, right? There will be no creation of another object such as B. This object B will refer this same memory space where object A has been stored. In this way, whenever you make any changes inside B, it will reflect back in A also, right? So this is the concept of referencing. So let's move to our next concept here, which is known as referencing. So let's say you must have understand the referencing right now. So let's declare an object C as, uh, let's say you define greeting as hey, right? Now what you are doing, that let's declare another object, another variable D. Inside D, you are actually referencing C, right? Now let's change the variable. Let's change the property of the greeting inside C. So let's change it to hello from hi. Now I am going to ask you a question, that if you will console, let's say d dot greeting, so what will be the value of that, right? So you must, if you have understand the concept of referencing that I have taught you inside this diagram, so you will be able to answer this question. So let's see what will be the answer. So when you will access d dot greeting, do you get hey or hello? So let's see. So here you can see that we are actually getting hello, not hey. Why? Here you can see that we have actually referenced object C inside D. Means D and C are referring to the same memory space where that C object has been stored. So any changes in original object, that is C, will reflect in the referenced object, that is D. So this was the answer of this question, basic question, and I hope you must have understand this object referencing. So let me mark it as done. So now let's move to the question 8. So here is asking that what's the output of this code, right? Here you can see that here is one object, and we are actually comparing it with another object, right? So you must be thinking that these both objects are same, so the value of this console is true. So let's find this out. What is the value of this code? So here you can see that we are actually getting false as our value. Why? So because in JavaScript, you cannot compare the same objects, right? Because when you declare the same objects, that objects will be different because they will be stored in different memory spaces, right? That's why they are called as different objects. Uh, so that's why this value, that's why we are getting false as our value when we are comparing these two objects. So basically these two objects are independent objects, not the same, right? Again, let's see what will be the value if we compare in strict mode here. So basically here also you are seeing that we are getting the false value, right? Let's say what the error we are getting here is that we are getting that this condition will always return false, since JavaScript compares objects by reference, not value. So here what we are doing is we are actually comparing the value of the objects. So in the previous code, we have seen that these two objects are totally different objects. Therefore, their value will also be different. That's why this is also here we are also getting false as our value. So this was the answer of this question. So now let's move to the another question, that what's the output of this value. So you are given with a value object as a number, and inside that number 10 is stored as its value, right? Now let's define there is a there is a function here multiply, which takes value as its parameter and is stored in x, right? Here what we are doing is we are actually consoling that uh, x number that is present in x by after multiplying it with 2. So what do you think will be the value of this function when we call this? So here you can see that when we are calling this, we are actually getting 20 as our value. So what is happening here is that since inside this function call we are not passing any parameter, so this value is the uh, copy of this value, right? So this will take number as 10, and when we are multiplying it with 2, it is giving 20 as our value. So here we are getting 20. Now again, when we call this function multiply, so you must be thinking that previously the value of inside x dot number is 20 here, right? When we will again multiply it with 2, we will get 40, but this is not going to happen. Why? Because as I discussed before that this is the copy of this object, right? This is not referencing that object. That's why you will also get 20 here again as its value. So let's see here. So again, you are seeing that we are getting 20 as its value. So here we got 20 also, right? Now, if you will call this function by passing that object as a parameter, so basically this value is basically referencing that object, right? Now, when you will call this, you will get 20 as our value here. You can see that. So it was easy, right? Now, after uh, calling that function with the referenced object, what you think the value here will be? So let's check. So you can see that here we are getting 40. Why? Because previously we had passed value as a reference here. Now whatever will be the number inside here will be updated as 20, which we had got in our previous call. And here again, when we will multiply with 2, we will update the original value inside this object. That will get converted to 40. So this was the solution of this question. Let's move to the next topic. So this is the very important question that can be asked in the object concept of JavaScript in your interview, right? So this question is, what is shallow and deep copy in JavaScript objects? So you can assume by saying the name of the topic as shallow and deep copy. So what does shallow means? Shallow means something but not everything, right? And deep means everything. When let's say when you go to a shallow water, what does it mean? That some part of your body is inside water and water is at a very low level. So that is called shallow. And deep means it's very deep that your body can be drawn out, right? So this is the meaning of shallow and deep in real world and inside JavaScript. Shallow copy basically means creating copy of an object but not everything. What does it mean? It means that in shallow copy, the copy of the object is created but not completely. Something inside that object is referenced also, right? So let's see the definition of the shallow copy. A shallow copy creates a new object with the top level properties copied. If a property is referenced like object or array, the reference is copied, not the actual value. So what does it mean here is that, let's take an example. So let's say you declare an object here original, right? You are providing name and details as its property, and detail here is again an object, right? And the syntax for creating shallow copy is basically this. You will provide the spread operator and you will store that value inside another variable which we are calling here as shallow copy, right? Now, in the above definition, what we saw that top level properties are copied. What does it mean? Inside any nested object, and the top level properties are here name, and the below that label the properties are details. Sorry, age here, right? So this is called top level property name, and age here is below the top level, right? So what shallow copy said that this will be copied completely, but this age will be referenced. What does it mean? It means that when you will try to change the value of name inside your shallow copy, there will be no impact on the original one. But when you will try to change the age variable inside shallow copy, that age variable will also get updated inside the original object, right? So let's see how does it work. So let's see, here we try to change the top level property of the original shallow copy. So here we change the name as from Pankaj to Ritesh, right? So do you think that it will impact the name property inside original object? So let's see what happens. So when we will try to console this original.name property, we see here nothing has changed. Pankaj is again there, right? So no change happened, right? So this is the top level property. That's why it's not getting changed, and complete copy of this property has been created in shallow copy. But when you will try to change the age variable here, that is second, you can say second level property. So this age has been referenced inside this shallow copy, and whenever you will try to change this age in shallow copy, it will also change inside the original copy. Let's see how does it works. So here you can see that we actually changed the second level property as shallow copy dot details dot age is equal to 30. We changed age 25 to 30. Let's see if we have changed the original object also. So here you can see that we are actually getting the updated value inside original object also, right? So I think you must have understood this shallow copy. And as I talked above, there are methods where you can use you. So there are methods by the help of which you can create shallow copy. So the first method is spread operator that we have seen here, right? And another way of doing is by object.assign. So how you can do this? So basically this is the syntax which you can use for doing shallow copy using object.assign. So what does basically doing here is that we are actually providing an empty object and actually shallow copying this original object inside that empty object. So this and this thing and this thing is similar, right? So basically you can use any one for performing shallow copy. Let's now come to console this. So let's now come to the next topic that is called deep copy. So this is completely different from shallow copy. So what happens in shallow copy is that some part is completely copied and some part is referenced. But inside deep copy, everything is completely copied. Nothing is referenced. Here you can see that in the definition, a deep copy creates a complete independent copy of the object, including all nested objects or arrays. Changes in copied object do not affect the original, right? So let's take the same example here. So basically what we are doing here is that we are creating an object name as original, and here we are again providing two labels of properties. First is name and the second is age. So the syntax for doing deep copy is basically simple. You use a json.stringify the original object, then you do json.parse, right? So this is creating the deep copy of the original object. Now when you will try to modify the properties inside the deep copy object, you will not actually update the original copy. Let's see what happens here. So when we'll try to assign age as 30 and try to console the original object, here you can see that we are getting the original value itself, right? We are not getting the updated one because this deep copy is completely an independent object, and inside that object original copy has been cloned, right? And deep copy and original copy will totally share different memory space. That's why this is a different object. Updating inside anything in this object will not affect the original object. And the method for doing deep copy is basically this syntax that we have used here, json.parse, and you will again pass it inside it as json.stringify the original object. So basic crux of this discussion of shallow and deep copy is that, so you can see here I have written the key differences between them. So shallow copy basically means only the top level properties are copied, nested objects are shared, and inside deep copy, entire object including the nested objects is copied independently. So this was the concept of shallow and deep copy inside JavaScript. So I hope you must have understood this, and you must have got some insight or deep knowledge of objects inside JavaScript. So let's meet in the next video. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.